What if I told you that the most powerful person in the room is usually the one who says the least? Not because they have nothing to say, but because they have nothing to prove. While everyone else is busy chasing attention, seeking approval, and announcing every move, they are quietly building something that cannot be seen yet. Something stronger than confidence. Something deeper than motivation. Something that no one can take away once it has been earned. Look around. We live in a world where people are rewarded for being loud. Every scroll, every notification, every post, every opinion is competing for your attention. People are encouraged to show everything, tell everything, and prove everything. But have you ever wondered why so many people look successful on the outside, yet feel completely empty on the inside? Why so many talk about discipline, but never become disciplined? Why so many dream about greatness, but never actually reach it? The answer is hidden in one simple truth. They have mastered the art of looking powerful, but they have never learned how to become powerful. Real power doesn't begin when people notice you. It begins long before that. It begins in the moments no one applauds. It begins when you choose discipline over comfort, purpose over pleasure, and growth over excuses. It begins when you continue working after the excitement has disappeared. It begins when your alarm goes off before sunrise and you get out of bed even though every part of your body wants to stay there. It begins when you refuse to quit, even when nobody would know if you did. Those quiet moments seem ordinary, but they are shaping an extraordinary future. Here's the part most people never realize. Your greatest enemy is not failure. It is distraction. It is the constant need to be seen, validated, and accepted. It is the habit of talking more than working. It is choosing temporary comfort over lasting transformation. Every day you make hundreds of small decisions, and each one is silently voting for the person you will become. The frightening part is that most people don't even realize they are making those choices. They wake up one day wondering why nothing has changed, without understanding that their daily habits have been writing their future all along. But imagine if today became different. Imagine if this was the day you stopped waiting for perfect conditions. Imagine if this was the day you stopped chasing applause and started chasing excellence. Imagine looking back 1 year from now and realizing that the quiet decision you made today became the turning point of your entire life. That is how transformation happens. Not through one dramatic moment, but through countless silent choices that nobody else ever sees. So don't watch this hoping to feel motivated for a few minutes. Motivation fades. Feelings change. Excitement disappears. Watch this if you're ready to build something that lasts. Watch this if you're tired of making promises to yourself that you never keep. Watch this if you're ready to stop performing for the world and start becoming the person you were always capable of being. Because by the time this message is over, you may discover that the life you've been searching for has never been waiting on luck, talent, or perfect timing. It has been waiting on one decision, the decision to keep building when nobody is watching. The decision to remain focused when the world is distracted. The decision to choose discipline over comfort again and again until discipline becomes your identity. And once that happens, everything changes. Not because the world suddenly believes in you, but because for the first time, you truly believe in yourself. That is where real power begins. And that is why real power is built in silence. Most people think power is loud. They think power is standing on a stage, making bold promises, telling everyone about the next big move, or collecting attention from people who have never sacrificed a single thing for their dreams. But real power doesn't begin in front of a crowd. It begins in complete silence. It begins in the moments when nobody is watching, nobody is clapping, nobody is believing you, and nobody is expecting anything from you. That is where your true identity is built. Because when there is no audience, there is no performance. There is only you and the decisions you make. Those decisions reveal who you really are. Anybody can look motivated for 5 minutes. Anybody can act disciplined when people are watching. But can you stay committed when your phone is silent, when your friends are having fun, when your family doesn't understand your vision, and when your progress is too small for anyone else to notice? That is where strength is born. That is where champions separate themselves from everyone else. Silence has a way of exposing your character. It removes every excuse and leaves you alone with your habits. In silence, you discover whether your dreams are real or just temporary emotions. It is easy to say you want success. It is easy to post motivational quotes. It is easy to tell people that this year will be different. But words cost nothing. Action costs everything. Every early morning, every late night, every workout when your body is tired, every page you read instead of scrolling, every skill you practice instead of making excuses, those are silent investments. Nobody celebrates those moments. Nobody gives you trophies for staying focused on a random Tuesday morning. Yet those invisible moments are creating a version of you that the world has never seen before. Understand this. The tallest buildings are supported by foundations buried deep underground. Nobody walks by a skyscraper and admires its foundation because they cannot see it. But remove that unseen foundation and everything above it collapses. Your life works the same way. Your confidence, your success, your influence, and your achievements are all built upon foundations that nobody else gets to witness. If your foundation is weak, pressure will expose you. If your foundation is strong, nothing can shake you. That is why you cannot rush the silent season. It is preparing you for responsibilities you cannot handle yet. Every difficult moment is adding another layer of strength beneath your feet. The world is addicted to attention. People announce goals before they have taken the first step. They seek validation before earning respect. They want recognition before producing results. But chasing attention often steals the energy needed to build excellence. Every minute spent trying to convince people that you are working is a minute you could have spent actually working. Real power never wastes time proving itself. It simply grows. Like a seed planted beneath the ground, nothing appears to happen for a long time. From the outside, people see nothing but dirt. They assume nothing is changing. They laugh. They doubt. They move on. But beneath the surface, roots are spreading in every direction. Those roots are preparing the tree for storms it hasn't even faced yet. Then one day the tree breaks through the surface and everyone calls it an overnight success. They never saw the months of invisible growth that made it possible. Your greatest competition is not another person. Your greatest competition is the weaker version of yourself that wants comfort over growth. Every day you have a choice. You can listen to the voice that says, rest a little longer. Start tomorrow. Skip today's effort. Nobody will notice. Or you can listen to the stronger voice that whispers, keep going, stay focused, one more step, one more hour, one more effort. That stronger voice rarely shouts. It doesn't demand attention. It quietly invites you to become someone greater. Every time you obey that voice, you strengthen your character. Every time you ignore it, you strengthen your excuses. Character is not built in moments of celebration. It is built through thousands of silent decisions that nobody else will ever know about. There will be days when you feel invisible. Days when your hard work seems to produce no reward. Days when you question whether any of it is worth it. Those are the moments that define your future. Because if you continue despite having no applause, no recognition, and no immediate reward, you are no longer working for approval. You are working for transformation. That is a completely different level of commitment. People who depend on praise eventually quit when praise disappears. But people who are driven by purpose keep moving because they understand that success is delayed, not denied. They know that every disciplined day is another brick in the life they are building. Silence also protects your focus. Every time you tell everyone about your plans, you invite opinions into your life. Some people will doubt you, others will discourage you. Some will secretly hope you fail because your progress reminds them of their own excuses. Not everyone deserves access to your vision. Dreams are fragile in their early stages. They need protection, not exposure. Instead of announcing every move, make your next move. Instead of explaining your strategy, execute it. Instead of arguing with critics, become undeniable. Nothing silences doubt more effectively than consistent results. Success has a language that requires no translation. Think about the strongest people you know. They are usually calm under pressure. They do not panic every time life becomes difficult. They do not seek sympathy every time they face a challenge. They have developed quiet confidence because they have survived battles nobody else knows about. Every hardship they overcame in silence became another layer of emotional strength. Pain either breaks you or builds you. The difference depends on what you do when nobody is watching. If you use your struggles as training instead of excuses, every setback becomes another reason you cannot be stopped. Your habits are voting for your future every single day. Every disciplined action casts a vote for the person you want to become. Every excuse casts a vote for the person you are trying to leave behind. Nobody notices one workout. Nobody notices one study session. Nobody notices one healthy meal. But those small choices repeated consistently create extraordinary results. Greatness is never created in one dramatic moment. It is created through ordinary actions repeated with extraordinary discipline. The world celebrates the final victory, but the real victory happened long before, in the silent mornings, lonely evenings, and uncomfortable decisions that nobody applauded. Never confuse silence with weakness. Silence is often the highest form of confidence. Weak people constantly seek approval because they need others to confirm their value. Strong people understand that value is created through action, not opinion. They do not need everyone to believe in them because they have already committed to believing in themselves. They understand that confidence is earned, not imagined. Every promise they keep to themselves makes them stronger. Every obstacle they overcome makes them harder to break. Every sacrifice they make without complaining builds a level of resilience that cannot be purchased, borrowed, or faked. One day people will notice the results. They will ask where your confidence came from. They will wonder how you became so disciplined, so focused, so unstoppable. They will think your success happened suddenly, but you will know the truth. You will remember the mornings when you woke up before the sun. You will remember the nights when you kept working while everyone else was sleeping. You will remember the lonely moments when quitting seemed easier than continuing. You will remember choosing discipline over comfort again and again until discipline became key to your identity. That is the secret nobody can copy. Real power was never built on a stage. It was built in silence, one decision at a time, one sacrifice at a time, one disciplined day after another, until the person staring back at you in the mirror became someone the old version of you could never have imagined. There is a dangerous habit that keeps millions of people trapped in the same place year after year. They talk more than they work. They announce every goal before taking the first step. They tell everyone about the business they want to build, the body they want to create, the grades they want to earn, or the life they dream of living. They seek excitement from talking instead of satisfaction from doing. For a moment, speaking about success feels like success itself. People encourage them, praise them, and tell them they can do it. That temporary feeling becomes addictive. But when the excitement fades, reality returns. The work is still waiting. The sacrifices still have to be made. The discipline is still required. Words never change the life. Action always has. That is why your work must speak louder than your words. Let people hear your success through your results, not your promises. Every minute you spend explaining your plans is a minute you are not spending building them. Success is not impressed by speeches. It responds only to effort. You cannot negotiate with your dreams. You cannot convince success to arrive because you have good intentions. Success only respects consistency. It rewards the people who continue showing up long after motivation has disappeared. The world is full of people with amazing ideas, incredible talent, and powerful dreams. But dreams alone do not change reality. Reality changes when someone decides that excuses are no longer acceptable and that action will become their daily language. Think about a builder constructing a house. Imagine if every day he spent hours telling people how beautiful the finished house would be, but never picked up a single brick. Months would pass, and the land would still be empty. His words would never become walls. His excitement would never become a roof. His confidence would never create a foundation. The only thing that builds a house is laying one brick after another, day after day. Your life is built exactly the same way. Every disciplined action is another brick. Every focused hour is another brick. Every sacrifice is another brick. Eventually, those invisible bricks become something that everyone can see. but they only become visible because someone chose to work instead of talk. There is a reason why people who achieve extraordinary things often stay quiet while they are building. They understand that attention can become a distraction. The more people know about your plans, the more pressure you feel to impress them instead of improving yourself. Suddenly your focus shifts from progress to appearance. You begin caring more about looking successful than becoming successful. That is one of the biggest traps of this generation. Social media has made people addicted to announcing journeys instead of completing them. They post every beginning, but rarely finish what they started. They collect likes instead of victories. They celebrate intentions instead of accomplishments. But likes cannot replace discipline. Comments cannot replace consistency. Encouragement cannot replace execution. Your results carry a power that your words never will. Anybody can say they are determined. Anybody can claim they are different. Anybody can promise they will never quit. But when obstacles appear, only results reveal the truth. Results cannot lie. They expose your habits. They reveal your priorities. They tell the world exactly how serious you were without you saying a single sentence. Imagine walking into a room where nobody knows your story. You have two choices. You can spend an hour explaining how hardworking you are, or you can let your achievements introduce you before you even speak. The second option always has greater impact because evidence is stronger than explanation. There will always be people who doubt you. Some will laugh at your dreams. Others will tell you that you are wasting your time. Many will remind you of your past mistakes as if your future must remain chained to yesterday. Do not waste your energy arguing with them. Arguments rarely change minds. Results do.
Every hour spent defending yourself is an hour stolen from your progress. Instead of proving people wrong with your mouth, prove them wrong with your life. Let your discipline answer every criticism. Let your consistency silence every insult. Let your success become the response that no one can argue against. The strongest people understand something that most never learn. They know that talking creates pressure, but working creates confidence. Confidence does not come from positive thinking alone. It comes from repeated evidence that you can trust yourself. Every time you wake up when the alarm rings instead of hitting snooze, you prove something to yourself.
Every time you finish what you started instead of quitting halfway, you strengthen your belief in your own character. Every promise you keep to yourself becomes another reason to believe that you are capable of more. That is real confidence. It is earned through action, not borrowed from compliments. There will be days when nobody notices your effort. You will study while others are relaxing. You will train while others are sleeping. You will save money while others are spending it carelessly. You will keep learning while others complain that life is unfair. Those days may seem ordinary, but they are quietly shaping an extraordinary future. The gap between average people and exceptional people is often invisible in the beginning because both look the same from the outside. The difference appears only after months and years of consistent action. While one person kept talking about what they wanted, the other kept working until wanting became having. Do not chase the satisfaction of immediate recognition. Chase the satisfaction of steady progress. Every day ask yourself one question. What did I build today? Not what did I say? Not what did I promise? Not what did I imagine? What did I actually build? Did I become stronger? Did I learn something valuable? Did I improve my skills? Did I move one step closer to my purpose? Those answers matter far more than anyone else's opinion. Progress made in private is more valuable than attention received in public. Remember that nature itself teaches this lesson. Rivers do not announce where they are going. They simply keep flowing until they reach the ocean. The sun never tells the world it will rise tomorrow. It simply rises every morning without fail. A seed never argues that it will become a mighty tree. It silently grows until its presence becomes impossible to ignore. Everything powerful in nature teaches consistency over conversation. The loudest things are not always the strongest. Often the greatest forces operate quietly until their impact becomes undeniable. One day your life will become evidence of every sacrifice you made. People will see your discipline, your growth, your confidence, and your success. Some will call you lucky. Others will say you had special opportunities. Very few will understand the truth. They will not remember the mornings you forced yourself to get up when your body wanted rest. They will not remember the lonely nights when you kept working after everyone else had given up. They will not remember the countless moments when you chose action over comfort, effort over excuses, and discipline over distraction. But you will remember. You will know that every result was earned one decision at a time. So stop announcing every move. Stop seeking permission to chase your dreams. Stop waiting for applause before you begin. Your future does not need another speech from you. It needs another hour of focused work. It needs another disciplined decision. It needs another promise kept when nobody was watching. Speak less, build more, explain less, execute more, promise less, produce more. Because in the end, nobody remembers the loudest voice. They remember the person whose actions changed everything. Let your work become so powerful that your results speak long after your words have faded away. Before you try to conquer the world, you must first conquer yourself. That is the battle that most people avoid because it cannot be seen. There are no crowds cheering you on when you choose discipline over comfort. There are no cameras recording the moment you silence the voice that tells you to quit. There is no applause when you wake up early. Resist distractions. Control your emotions. And continue working while your mind begs for a break. Yet these invisible victories are the ones that shape your destiny. The greatest enemy you will ever face is not another person. It is the weaker version of yourself that constantly whispers excuses, fear, doubt, laziness, and procrastination. If you cannot master that voice, no amount of talent, opportunity, or intelligence will ever be enough. Real power begins the moment you decide that your emotions will no longer control your actions. Too many people spend their lives trying to impress others while completely neglecting themselves. They want approval more than improvement. They want compliments more than character. They want attention more than discipline. But approval fades. Compliments disappear. Attention moves on to the next person. Character remains. Character follows you into every challenge, every opportunity, every victory, and every failure. It is the one thing nobody can take away from you unless you choose to give it up. The strongest people are not those who can control everyone around them. The strongest people are those who can control themselves when life becomes difficult. Mastering yourself starts with mastering your thoughts. Every day your mind produces thousands of thoughts. Some push you toward greatness while others pull you toward comfort. One voice tells you to keep going even when you are exhausted. Another tells you that you have already done enough. One voice reminds you of your purpose. Another reminds you of your fears. The direction of your life depends on which voice you choose to obey. You cannot stop negative thoughts from appearing, but you can stop giving them authority over your actions. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to move forward despite fear. Discipline is not the absence of temptation. Discipline is choosing your purpose over temporary pleasure. The world teaches people to react to everything. Someone insults you and you immediately respond. Someone doubts you and you waste hours trying to prove them wrong. Someone succeeds before you and you begin comparing your journey to theirs. But every reaction steals a piece of your focus. Every emotional decision weakens your ability to stay committed to your own path. The person who controls your emotions controls your direction. That is why emotional discipline is one of the greatest forms of strength. Learn to pause before reacting. Learn to think before speaking. Learn to breathe before making decisions that could shape your future. A calm mind makes better choices than an emotional one. Your habits reveal whether you have mastered yourself. Anybody can stay focused for one day. Anybody can feel motivated after watching an inspiring video. But what happens when motivation disappears? What happens when life becomes uncomfortable? That is where habits take over. If your habits are built on discipline, you continue moving forward regardless of how you feel. If your habits are built on emotion, you stop the moment life becomes inconvenient. Success is not determined by your best day. It is determined by what you do on the days when you feel like doing nothing at all. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not always the most motivated. They are simply the most consistent. One of the hardest forms of self-mastery is learning to delay gratification. The human mind naturally wants immediate rewards. It wants comfort now, entertainment now, pleasure now, and recognition now. But everything valuable in life requires patience. Muscles are not built in one workout. Knowledge is not gained in one day. Wealth is not created overnight. Greatness grows slowly through repeated acts of discipline. Every time you choose long-term success over short-term comfort, you strengthen your ability to control yourself. Every time you sacrifice today's pleasure for tomorrow's progress, you become a stronger version of yourself. There will be moments when nobody believes in you. Some people will question your dreams. Others will remind you of your failures. A few may even laugh at your ambitions. During those moments, your greatest source of strength cannot come from other people. It must come from within. Self-belief is not built by hearing encouraging words. It is built by keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say you will do something and actually do it, your confidence grows. Every promise kept becomes another reason to trust yourself. Every promise broken becomes another reason to doubt yourself. Confidence is not magic. It is the result of consistent integrity with yourself. Many people lose years of their lives because they are constantly comparing themselves to others. They compare incomes, appearances, achievements, followers, and lifestyles. Comparison creates insecurity because there will always be someone ahead of you in one area of life. But comparison also blinds you to your own progress. The only comparison that truly matters is between who you were yesterday and who you are today. If you are becoming stronger, wiser, more disciplined, and more focused than you were before, then you are winning. Your journey was never meant to look like someone else's. Your responsibility is not to become another person. Your responsibility is to become the strongest version of yourself. Mastering yourself also means accepting responsibility for your life. Blaming other people may protect your ego, but it never improves your future. It is easy to blame circumstances, family, economy, bad luck, or difficult situations. But blame has never built success. Responsibility has. The moment you accept that your choices shape your future, you regain control. You stop waiting for someone else to rescue you. You stop expecting perfect conditions before taking action. You begin using whatever resources you have and making the best of every situation. That mindset transforms ordinary people into extraordinary leaders. There is incredible power in remaining calm while everyone else is losing control. When challenges appear, average people panic. They complain. They become emotional. They waste energy worrying about things they cannot change. But people who have mastered themselves stay focused on solutions. They understand that every problem carries an opportunity to grow stronger. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? They ask, what can this teach me? That single change in perspective changes everything. Every setback becomes training. Every obstacle becomes preparation. Every failure becomes a lesson instead of a life sentence. Remember that no one can give you self-discipline. No one can hand you mental toughness. No one can force you to become consistent. Those qualities are earned through countless private decisions that nobody else will ever witness. Every morning you choose growth over comfort, you become stronger. Every evening you finish what you promised yourself you would do, you become more reliable. Every distraction you resist strengthens your focus. Every excuse you refuse weakens the old version of yourself. Slowly, almost invisibly, you begin transforming into someone who is no longer controlled by emotions, fear, or outside opinions. One day, people will admire your confidence. They will notice your discipline, your calmness under pressure, and your ability to stay focused while others fall apart. They may think you were born that way. They will not see the years of inner battles you fought in silence. They will not know how many times you chose discipline when comfort called your name. They will not know how many fears you faced without telling anyone. They will only see the finished product, but you will know the truth. You will know that before you earned the respect of the world, you first earned the respect of the person staring back at you in the mirror. That is the greatest victory anyone can achieve, because when you master yourself, no challenge becomes too